They call it exotic leather. But the first thing you see is not elegance. It's a table, a blade, and a row of frog skins that still look like animals, not handbags. The label will whisper, Prada-inspired. The ad will show a model in slow motion. But here, in this silent factory, the only sound is metal on flesh and the constant hum of drying fans. If you think luxury is soft and distant, this is the part they hope you never watch all the way through. If you like going past the shop window and into the machinery behind it, subscribe now. This channel exists to follow the product, not the marketing. Today, we're stepping into a frog leather factory that feeds designs inspired by one of the most powerful luxury names on the planet, Prada. The room is colder than you expect. No music, no talking. Just the scrape of knives and the wet slap of skin on metal. On the left, plastic crates stacked with frog bodies. On the right, a conveyor of already skinned hides, thin and translucent, waiting for their upgrade from animal to small leather good. A worker in a stained apron lays a frog skin flat on a steel table. The camera stays close, hypnotic. No cuts, no commentary. You watch the blade slide under the remaining flesh. This is the fleshing stage. Every trace of muscle and fat is scraped away so the leather will lie perfectly smooth on a future wallet or belt. The factory doesn't need to say the word luxury. The process is designed for it. Millions of animals are turned into accessories every year. Activists say it plainly. There is nothing elegant about cruelty. That sentence lives on protest posters and Instagram captions, usually over footage of snakes being skinned for handbags and shoes. Today, the species is different, but the logic is the same. The animal is reduced to surface. The surface is refined until it no longer reminds you of what it used to be. The fleshing knives move with mechanical rhythm. Each stroke is identical. Each skin becomes a little more anonymous. The camera drifts from table to table, 60 scenes stitched together in a flow that feels almost meditative. The only soundtrack is the scrape, the occasional splash of water, the low thud of a rubber mallet hitting metal. Once the skins are cleaned, they're carried. No words, just hands, to a long rack. Here, drying begins. The frog hides are pinned out like fragile maps, stretched so they don't curl as they lose moisture. Fans roar in the background, a constant white noise. Under the wind, the skins slowly change from slick and wet to matte and stiff. This is the first transformation, from flesh to material. Luxury houses live on this idea of transformation. On their websites, you'll see categories like women's leather goods, small leather articles, belts, wallets. Scroll long enough and the animal disappears into product codes and color names. You'll find sections for ropa de piel, leather clothing nestled between knitwear and denim. The system is clean, organized, polished. The factory air, by contrast, smells like chemicals and drying protein. When the frog skins are dry enough, they move to the tanning drums. Huge rotating cylinders swallow the hides. The camera watches from a distance as workers shovel skins into the round metal mouths. The door slams shut. A motor kicks in. Inside, the skins tumble in a bath of tanning agents that will stop them from rotting and make them flexible for decades. This is the hidden science of luxury, controlling decay. Without this step, that future Prada-style belt would smell like death and fall apart in weeks. With it, the leather becomes stable, ready to be dyed any color the designer wants. The drum turns and turns, the sound deep and dull, like a slow heartbeat for an industry that prefers not to talk about what keeps it alive. While those drums spin, the camera cuts to a different corner of the plant. Here, finished hides, already tanned, are being sorted by size and flaw. A worker lifts each frog skin against the light, checking for holes, scars, imperfections. The best pieces will end up on the most visible products: the front panel of a handbag, the outer face of a wallet. Lesser skins will become linings, small tabs, or be discarded entirely. The animal is graded like a gemstone. On the other side of the world, Prada's official messaging sounds different. The Prada Group talks about innovation and social responsibility. They've announced a fur-free policy, the result of discussions with the Fur-Free Alliance, LAV, and the Humane Society of the United States. They say focusing on new materials lets them meet the demand for ethical products and explore new creative boundaries. It's a real shift in one part of their supply chain, but leather is not fur. The handbags in that adobe brick sculpture in Texas, Prada Marfa, are real Prada bags from the 2005 Fall-Winter collection, chosen by Miuccia Prada herself. The brand's identity is tied to leather goods so deeply that an entire section of their online store is simply articulos de piel. Wallets, belts, bags, jackets. The animal is still there, just renamed. Back in the frog factory, the tanning cycle ends. The drum door opens. A wave of chemical steam rolls out. Workers pull the hides from the drum, now heavier and darker. The skins slap wetly onto a steel cart. They no longer look like raw flesh. They look like something in between. Not animal, not yet accessory. The next station is dyeing. Stainless steel vats filled with colored liquid. Deep black, emerald green, a muted beige that will read as classic in a product photo. Frog skins go in pale and come out saturated. The camera stays close as a worker lifts a handful of dripping hides from the dye. The color runs off in rivulets, staining the floor. Somewhere, a designer has chosen this exact shade to match a seasonal holiday collection. Dyeing is followed by stretching. The tanned colored skins are still too irregular to become clean geometric products, so they're clipped onto metal frames and pulled tight. Mechanical arms tug at the edges, smoothing out wrinkles, expanding the usable surface area. The sound is a series of sharp clicks as each clip locks into place. The frog's last physical connection to its original shape disappears under tension. The camera glides past rows of these frames. Each one holds a frog skin, flattened and held in place, like a specimen in a lab. Under heat and pressure, the collagen fibers inside the leather rearrange, setting this new artificial flatness. Later, when you run your hand over a finished bag, you'll feel that engineered smoothness and call it quality. Only now do we see the cutting room. Here, the frog leather truly becomes design. Metal dies, shaped like the outlines of wallet panels, belt straps, tiny card holder pockets, are pressed into the stretched hides. A heavy press slams down with a dull thud, punching out perfect shapes. The waist leather around them looks like a negative photograph of the products to come. There is no logo here, no triangle plaque, no metal letters spelling out Prada. This factory produces the raw forms that other companies will assemble into luxury objects inspired by the Italian house's aesthetic. The silhouettes echo familiar bags and belts you've seen in storefronts and on feeds, but the branding will be added somewhere else, later in a different light, with different music. Sewing machines line the final room. Workers sit shoulder to shoulder, each focused on a tiny part of the process, stitching edges, folding corners, attaching linings. Frog leather is thin and delicate, so every movement has to be precise. The needle goes in and out in a rapid blur. The sound is a chorus of mechanical tapping, steady and relentless. A belt takes shape from a narrow strip of frog skin. A lining is glued, then stitched. A metal buckle is fitted. On camera, we watch the transformation from strip to object in one continuous shot. No one speaks. The only narrative is the movement of hands and tools. A small wallet comes together from several cut pieces, its edges painted, its inside pockets pressed flat. When it's done, it looks like any other small leather good you might scroll past in a luxury new-in section. In the brand universe, this object will be photographed on a clean background, lit softly, maybe placed next to a perfume bottle or a pair of sunglasses. It will be slotted into a grid. Carteras pequeñas, small wallets, price ascending, price descending. You'll see color filters, not species names. The frog will be gone, replaced by a product code and a promise of status. The Prada Group's animal welfare page mentions biodiversity and the evolution of wildlife conservation. It's a sign that public pressure works, at least on paper. Their move away from fur came after positive dialogue with organizations that campaign against animal cruelty. But leather remains central to their identity and to the wider luxury ecosystem. Factories like this one exist in that gap between official policy and market desire. What they don't tell you about sophisticated exotic leather is not a single secret. It's a chain of decisions. To call an animal a material, to turn a skin into a category, to show you the finished frog leather belt without ever letting you hear the scrape of the fleshing knife, the roar of the drying fans, the slam of the cutting press. The cruelty is not always spectacular. Often it's just quiet, efficient, and routine. If you want to see how this logic scales up, how the same calm industrial choreography turns something as familiar as cowskin into million-dollar product lines, the next step is the cow leather factory. That's where the volume, the money, and the real power of this system become impossible to ignore. See you there.